threw it all at them in the second half. You must have been proud of that effort. They just couldn't get the ball.
Yeah, I thought we played I thought we played well in the second half. I thought we were average to good in the first half. We had one error, and obviously a very talented player, very good player, probably destined to play at a higher level here, scored a great goal. Even then, though, I thought we had the best chance in the first 5 minutes. I thought we had a very good chance that fell to Sebastian Janssen, and throughout the game, we had opportunities to tie it up. Had we tied it up, I think anything would have been possible. One of those games where we were chasing it all the time, but that's what we did. I mean, this team is so tough to beat. Our team, we chased it and we chased it and we chased it, and we had that. I think in the first couple of minutes of the second half, the ball cross from Sebastian, Sal heads it and it comes off the crossbar, ricochets out. It's a game of ifs, if only. But it's sometimes you can get a little sentimental and a little melancholy about this. But I think that we played very well, and that final pass, just in the final third, we couldn't put that together.
Do you feel like it might have been a lack of luck? You mentioned a couple of touches.
No, well, I mean, if we have to rely on luck, then we're going to be in trouble. You smile at Lady Luck, and I would agree that I don't think Lady Luck smiled on us, but I would put it down, if we were just a little bit sharper, maybe one would have gone in. I mean, we practice these kind of things. I mean, fair play to our guys, exactly the game plan. We operated the game plan. I mean, look, this is a team that's 15th in the country. They've got a host of players that went to the final last year, and we basically pinned them in. I mean, you can see the stats. I mean, I'm not telling you anything that you guys don't know. So I think that had we had a little bit of good fortune, had Lady Luck smiled on us, and one of those that kind of bounced around. I mean, I don't know, probably, what do we have, 4 opportunities inside the 6-yard box, headers or second phase, and we just couldn't get the right touch to put it in the back of the net, which is unusual for this team, because we've managed to score in a lot of games.
I see Norte, I think that was
Yeah.
there. He goes through the guy, or Meg, the one defender, and then got two.
Yeah, I do. It's a difficult call because I think they saw that the ball was taken. The defender did get the ball, but he affected Norte's ability to get the ball from behind, and he made contact. So even if he were to get the ball first, but he clatters into you from behind, that's a penalty and it's a sending off. And he did get a piece of the ball, but he came from behind and he knocked him down. So I saw it completely different to the referee. And if you check the FIFA rules, if you come from behind, that's the way it is. So, we can look at that and say that was a momentum-changing moment, but we had other momentum-changing moments that I think we could have, that may have gone our way.
Did they catch you on the ball, getting up a little too high?
Yeah, you know what, we talked about Rolf, and I think the one time that we allowed him to turn and run at us, he did it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I thought Eric Parthas and especially Marquette University were giants today. I mean, this is a guy that's got 3 goals on Providence. He's been chased to come out early. I mean, and we basically contained him. I thought that was probably one of the hardest games he's had to play, but quality players, and he had that one opportunity. He got the separation, and then he shimmied a couple of times, and that was a classic goal. If you're going to get beaten, that's a great goal to be beaten by. It's like it's like a dagger to the heart, really.
You guys were clearly the better team in the second half compared to the first half. What was the biggest difference?
I think we got the ball down. I think we played the ball out, and I think that we moved the ball a little better around their pressure. I mean, I just talked about settling in a little bit. The wind, even though we had the wind in our favour, it was almost a disadvantage because we overhit a few passes, and it tended to go a little bit further than we wanted to, and we struggled to get the ball into Callum's feet and to B's feet. Callum, we told him he needed to be the transitional midfield player and move up a little bit rather than both him and Rob anchor in midfield. So we transitioned a lot better, and we exploited what our game plan was to get around the outside. And there was a time where they couldn't stop us doing it. So I think that was, they're a very good team. They're a seasoned, experienced Division 1 team, and given a couple of home games, they would probably do well, in the NCAA. It's one of the premier teams in that league, and now we're going toe-to-toe with them, and that's, this hurts. I mean, there's a lot of very, very unhappy people in that locker room. No one's saying, oh, we give it a good shot, there's one for the give, but they're saying, why? it's there. I mean, we can smell it, and we can almost taste it, and we definitely can see it. And we were close to actually getting a big bite out of it today.
Callum, you said you moved him up a little more offensively. It seemed like he got hundreds of touches in that second half. I mean, you had to be pleased with how he was orchestrated.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think he's a quality player. He's a quality person. I think the maturity that he's shown in games like this, that he didn't show when he first came here, is immaculate. I mean, there's a chance that game can get a little double over. If you noticed, he had a few very, very loose tackles on him. That's happened all year. I mean, he's probably been the most fouled player in the league for a midfielder. I mean, normally that's that privilege. That privilege is for forwards, but he's. But no, I thought he played very well in the second half. I think that was one of the big differences.
If that might have been his last game as a Marquette?
I think it's hit all of us. I think we're definitely on the bubble. I think our body of work at the beginning of the year was not good enough. But if the NCAA has a heart, they'll look at our body of work in the last 14 to 15 games and see that the only team that ever beats us is a nationally ranked team and a team that's going great guns. So, I had a very nice email from our old athletic director, Bill Cords, and said, as long as the NCAA is fair. So I'll use that word because that's probably better.
Do you think it's realistic?
I don't know. I think when you look at I said at the beginning of the year that we needed 10 wins, 10 plus wins. I think if we'd have won this game and gone to Red Bull, I think we would have gone in because we would have beaten them and we'd have had another credible win. I think we talk about a bubble team. I think we're on the outside of the bubble. Now, a lot of other teams today and yesterday lost that were inside. And they've got similar records, but I don't know. If they'll take into consideration the injury and the inconsistent lineup at the beginning, 4 injuries, maybe, but I don't think that'll be the case.
What do you think was the key to sort of slowing down that Louisville attack? Because before this game, you said that this really could be like the gunfight, the opening corral, to use your words.
I think it was not giving them any outlets. When we were on, I said that we could be the most vulnerable. Actually, when we were on the attack, we could be the most vulnerable because one bad pass and they'll counter you. So I gave the role to the big three, Checkers and Fuzzy and Eric Pothis, to make sure that when we were on the attack, they would cover up the outlets. And they did. As soon as we lost the ball, just once, I mean, Rob was free once, they didn't get behind us very often. In fact, when they did create a couple of opportunities, it was through play and fun. But I thought we did a fantastic job, not allowing the outlets, and then our front three stopping easy passes, an easy long ball. I mean, I know C got in trouble, but with the yellow card, but basically him and Savaji and Sebastian and Millie and even Adam Lysak, when they came on, they put pressure on that front 4. So they punted nearly all the time. They didn't play out. So they obviously felt that our pressure was going to be sufficient enough for them to not feel comfortable to play out. They're a team that normally make 400 passes a game. And I don't think they made 400 passes this week. They didn't need to.
They do take C. It seems like they did quite a good job just with the balls in the air, making it difficult for him.
Yeah, and I think only until the second half where we could take our pressure off of it, we give him something behind. They were very tough on him. I mean, obviously, and he's playing 2-on-1, and we hope that B, obviously will follow him up and give him that support. In the first half, I didn't think we gave him necessarily great support. Yeah. And I think it was one of those games where we were going to have to stretch them wide before we could go through the middle. The first half we kind of went through the middle, and I think he took a lot of punishment in that first half. Second half, I thought he was better, and I thought he turned and got into the box a couple of times very well. I really like this team, and he's one of the players that I think that has helped us really look dangerous every time we get forward.